Kosi. Kosi Nation. Someone my favorite. Let me just quickly adjust this one here because it's auto negative. Mele 80 plus 10. Kosi Nation. Someone my favorite. Welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQP. Well, yeah, it looks like Kaizer fans, whenever they put their mind on something, it tends to happen. I'm bringing it to you live. It's something that happened over an hour ago, but currently, uh, fans they're out there, you know, marching, protesting, peacefully so. They 200 Kaizer Chiefs currently have given, not Kaizer Chiefs, the fans have given Kaizer Chiefs management at Naturena Village a memorandum which they feel like it should be used for the future endeavors. But I don't know, guys. Kuzobonakala if we are going to see any changes. But remember, yesterday we had an interview from Kaizer Jr. himself. He did speak about the issues raised in terms of the club. There's a lot of things now. He did acknowledge, you would know, there are certain things that we do not get to answer, even though we do not expect much of an answer from him because we know how they tend to answer the questions. So peaceful, a lot of supporters, not actually, but the fans were there, and it shows how serious fans want things to be done a certain way, especially in terms of the coaching department. A lot of people did not speak about the players or the qualities of the players. It's not in question, but so far, a lot of people are speaking about Yonage in the Bayaoge coach, which a lot of fans, supporters feel like it's the biggest thing or the biggest issue currently at Naturena. So, with that being said, it remains to be seen, guys, whether things are going to change. We're going to expect difference on the 15th, or matters are going to escalate because, as much as this is a peaceful arrest, there's also going to be something pertaining Ama games, because I feel like there's more to this just than fans going out there and speaking publicly. Because right here, there's an viewer who was asked interviewee who managed to answer, and he said, "No, we understand definitely that Kaizer Chiefs cannot sign a new coach currently because it's which is something that a lot of fans understand. Gulati. The only thing that fans are hoping for is that at least maybe Kaizer Chiefs can bring in a legend so that it can be able to help and then push the co-coaches aside. So we're going to see. We're going to see what is going to happen because, as I've said, so far there were not a lot of fans, but obviously fans did show up. And as I've said yesterday, Kaizer Jr. did speak in terms of whether are there going to be any changes. And furthermore, he did speak about the fact now as a sporting director, if he feels like he's not doing the job in the right, then he can step aside and let someone else take the reins. I don't know how true that is, but for me, I feel like me being part of a family and then doing something, even though I know he's working for us, because at the end of the day, that is something that he did acknowledge, that whatever they're doing at Naturena, they're mostly doing it for the fans as much as they are doing it in general. So did acknowledge the fact that no, we understand the frustrations from the fans. Guys, Umchita is very good in Slungo. So far, what we do know is that at Naturena, Abachita, they are resuming training and the co-coaches are not going anywhere. But he did emphasize the fact that they want certain level of results. So it might be the same with Coach Nabi. But so far, looking at things for them, they feel like things are not too bad. Why? Remember, this season when we've played and we lost only 6. That was during the first half of the season. We only lost 3 games. No, we only lost once and considered 6 goals. And then now, losses that we currently have, which are a bit more, and we still looking at the stats. According to them, we are not too bad. So this is the reason why the co-coaches are not going anywhere anytime soon. But depending on whether they are going to deliver some positive results on the few games that are coming, that's where they will see if they think it will be the right choice to fire the coaches or not. So last season, during this time, things were different. Things were different. And now this season, during this time again, isn't as lukile. But to us supporters, we are demanding more, because at the end of the day, we do feel like what is happening, it's not in our best interest. Why? We fired the coach, and then we did not bring anyone in, and then we took the co-coaches, we made them the coaches, like they were assistant coaches, and now they're coaches, which it doesn't make any sense. Because let's be honest, a lot of Kaizer supporters, they do not understand why Coach Nazarene Nabi was fired. There's still questions in terms of that, and they feel that Kaizer Chiefs, for doing that, they need to take full responsibility and say, okay, maybe we made a mistake. The fans just want Kaiser's management to admit that definitely we made a mistake and it was not supposed to go down this way, which is something that is not going to happen. You don't need to ask me how I know that. I know because I'm a supporter of Kaizer Chiefs, and I know how they tend to do things. Things will not change, guys. Things will not change. We just have to be honest with each other. The only way, lang ashokonoti, people can be hit, or results can be not results, changes can come, is when fans stop buying merchandise, stop attending games, stop going to events. That's when things can change the way we want them to change. Because as much as Zamtown China is saying, because there was a question from a fan asking, why are we not signing quality players, but we always rely on free agents? And Zamtown said, no, we've brought in and we've spent. That is a misconception when he says they've spent millions and millions of cash to bring in certain players. That is not true, guys. We know that is not true. Why? Looking at just 50% of the players that we've signed last season, the only player that we bought in Mali, I can say it's Oshinga, no Flavio da Silva. The rest, that is not true. Kanye Samayo came in on a loan, and then look at other players. We signed Tashrik Morris, free agent. Nodile Bonai is another player who came in Mali, and then we have, like, it was not even more than 50 million for the signings that we've made. So Asane Levelabai, good player, came in as a free agent. Luke Badman, free agent. And then you look at your other players. Abo was this guy, Paseka Marco, Tabiso Moyana. Because let's be honest, those areas, we are being hit on those areas, and with the reinforcements that we have brought in, a lot of you, or a lot of us, were hoping with those new players, things would be better, things would change, but it looks like things are getting back to that system. The players that are new or newly signed only perform for Iskatinyana, and then after that, things get back to being the way they used to be. So that is what a lot of supporters are not happy about, and the reasoning of saying, no, we have brought in a lot of, we have spent a lot of money in terms of acquiring the players. That is certainly not true. That is not true. Even Orlando Pirates, no Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates have spent more than us. Yes, even Sundowns, I feel like they've spent more than us in the market, because they signed a player who's about 50 million, if not 30 million. So accumulate all of that, and then you look at the Kaizer Chiefs signings, you can see definitely with Leo Mali can bring you all the players that are there at Naturena currently, Lawa Swasignile, that we say we have spent a lot of money on. So It's a lot more. It's a lot more than that. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Mbogeli down in the comment section below. As I've said, the peaceful rally was there. I feel like it has ended currently, but they did leave a memorandum in which they are hoping Chiefs will do just